Good morning, students. This is Sivakrishna from the Department of Mechanical Engineering, DBS Institute of Technology, Kavali. So today I am going to presentation on system failure analysis. So subject name is total quality management. So this is the unit 3 from in this total quality management system failure analysis. So in this PPT we can go into presentation on so what is the system failure analysis and flowchart, fault tree analysis and failure mode of assessment and assessment matrix. So this is the today topic. I am going to presentation in this PPT. So let us start the class. So what is a system failure? A system failure occurs when a system doesn't meet its requirements. A large failing to designate its target, an aerial refueling system failing to transfer the fuel at the proper flow rate, a blood chemistry analysis failing to provide accuracy the test results that denotes permutually and other similar conditions are all system failures. So these are all the system failure analysis. Next, next we're going to present next system failure analysis process. So what is the system failure analysis process? A system failure analysis is an integration to determine the underlying reason for the non-conformance to system requirements. A system's failure analysis is performed to identify non-conformance, root cause, and to recommended appropriate corrective action. So the system failure analysis is an integration to determine the underlying reasons to non-conformational system requirements. So this is the system failure analysis process. So let us see the flowchart in the system failure analysis process. So this is the flowchart. So how to identify the system failure analysis process? So first step we go to the failure occurs. So first you can start the failure occurs. So next step is information gathering. So how the system is failure. So information gathered to the particular problem. Next identify the next then go to the problem definition. So when problem definition is completed, then go to the fault tree analysis. So in coming to the fault tree analysis, it has several steps to identify the problem. In fault tree analysis, in coming to the fault tree analysis, then go to failure mode assessment and assessment matrix. When coming to the failure mode assessment matrix, then go to the hardware analysis. In failure mode assessment and assessment and assignment matrix is a hardware analysis, pre-degree analysis. So what different analysis, other supporting analysis, social test and experiments. So this is the steps involved in the failure mode assessment and analysis and assignment analysis. Then it will be completed the all process. Then go to the failure mode and assessment analysis. When this process is completed, finally then go to the coverage on root causes. In root causes, we can develop and implement corrective action. Then go to monitor corrective action and effectiveness. So this is the continuation process for the system failure analysis approach. So the figure shows our recommended system failure analysis approach. The system failure analysis begins with a clear understanding of the failure. So that is, so define the problem. So So the understanding failure analysis is the system failure analysis approach. So first, let's begin the system failure analysis with a clear understanding for the failure. So what is a failure? So it is a clear understanding about the failure analysis. That is to define a problem. So this is the first step. We can go to the analysis, the system failure analysis. Once this has been accomplished, all potential failure causes are identified using fault tree analysis. So once the problem is define the problem is completed, then go to the step is next step is accomplished all potential failure causes in identify using the fault tree analysis. The next the process then objectively evaluates each of the potential failure causes using several techniques. So including so what are the techniques including what different analysis, pedigree analysis, failed hardware analysis, and designed experiments. So coming to the fault tree analysis, when fault tree analysis evaluate the potential failure causes in this, by using the several techniques. In fault tree analysis, we can use the some techniques. So what are the techniques are? What different analysis, pedigree analysis, failure hardware analysis, and a design experiment. So these are the techniques used in the fault tree analysis process. So this techniques helps in converging on the cause of failure among many identified potential causes. So these techniques are used in the converging the causes of the failure among the identify the potential causes. Once the failure causes has been identified, the approach outlined here in develops a range of corrective action and then select the tracks optimum corrective action implementation. So this is the system failure analysis process. So next we can discuss the fault tree analysis. So fault tree analysis is identifying all potential failure causes. So fault tree analysis we can identify the all potential failure causes. So what is the methodology in the fault tree analysis? When confronted with a system failure, there is often a natural tendency to begin disassembling hardware to search for the cause. There is a poor approach. Failed hardware can reveal valuable information and safeguards are necessary to prevent losing that information from careless teardown procedures. One must know what to look for prior to disassembling failed hardware. This is a way fault tree analysis enters the picture. So in fault tree analysis is a graphical technique that identifies all potential failure causes. Coming to the graphical fault tree analysis, it is a graphical technique. So it is used for the identify all potential failure causes in the particular problem. The approach was developed in earlier 1960s by Bell Laboratories, working with the U.S. Air Force and Boeing on the Minuteman Minuteman missile development program. So this type of approach is developed in the early 1960s in the Bell Laboratories. It mainly work as a US Air Force and Boeing missile development programs. So this is used in the missile development programs in the US Air Force. So established in the 1960s, so developed in the Bell Laboratories. When developing the system, Boeing and the Air Force were concerned about inadequately launching a nuclear missiles. The Air Force needed a technique that could analyze the missile, its launch system, the crew, and all other aspects of the complete weapon system to identify all potential causes of an inadequate launch. So Bell Laboratories developed the fault-free techniques for this purpose. So what is the purposes are? So examples. So we can see the purpose. So in the example, well, examine a simple example to see how this is done. But first, let us consider fault-free analysis symbolically. So figure shows the symbols used for the fault-free analysis. So you can see the figure. We can see the symbols used in fault analysis. So there are two categories of the symbols. So events and gates. So this is the figure you can show this. So this is the figure. It can be divided into two stages. So events and gates. So coming to the event. So let first consider the four different symbols for the event. So what are the four? So you can see the figure. This is the four different symbols in the event. So what are they? In rectangle is called as a command event, and it represents a condition that is induced by the event immediately below. So it will see how shortly. So the rectangle is indicate the common and event, common command and event. So this command is represent the condition that is induced by the event immediately below. How see it shortly. The circle represents a basic failure event. So the circle represents the basic failure events. These are typically component failures such as a resistor failing open or a structural member cracking. So the house represents a normal occurring event. For example, if electrical power is normally presented on a power line, the house would be used to represent his event. So this is the example for the event problem. So the last event symbol is diamond. So diamond is the last event symbol. So this is used for the diamond. It looks like a rectangle with the corners removed, when which can represent either a human error or an undeveloped event. A human error might be a pilot failure to extend the landing gates when landing an aircraft, the technique failures to properly adjust a variable resistor, or a crew member inadequately depressing a self-destruct button on a missile control console. So an undeveloped event is one of the requires no further development, as usually command event considered extremely unlike or designed as undeveloped event to show that they have been considered and eliminated as a possible failure causes. So fault-free events are liked by gates to show the relationship between the events. So there are two types of gates, AND gate and OR gate. So this is the another type of the fault tree analysis. So there are two types of gating system, AND gate and OR gate. The AND gate significance so that all event beneath it must occur simultaneously to result in the event will above it. The OR gate means that if any of the event beneath it occur, the event above it will result. So this is the figure. You can see the fault free commands, event mode and gated system. So the rectangle indicate the command mode, commanded and event. The trip, the cube, the so this is developed the underdeveloped event on human error. So this is looks like the cube, and trapezium diamond shape will look like the normal event, and finally the circle is a basic event. So this is the event mode. So coming to the gating system, this is the OR gate and AND gate. So that this one is the transfer symbol. So inhibit gate. So this is the figure shows the fault tree symbols with different symbols represents the events and logic gates. So the best approach for the developing the fault tree is to assemble a team consisting of personnel with a good understanding of how the system is supported to operate and associated support functions. So the team support typically include an engineer, a quality engineer, a manufacturing engineer, an assembly technician, and perhaps others depending on the nature of the failure. So the team is typically included an engineers. So what are the team used in the engineers? So quality engineer, manufacturing engineer, and assembly technician, and perhaps others. So these are the depending on the nature of the failure. This type of engineers used in the typical typically included in an engineer. So let now examine how all of the above comes together to generate a fault tree analysis. We'll consider a simple system failure analysis. Suppose we have a system with a light bulb that screw into a socket. So this is an example for the fault tree analysis. Suppose we have a system with a light bulb that screwed into a socket, and the light bulb illuminates when someone turns a switch on. So the figure shows the schematic for the system. So one day we flip the switch and light bulb doesn't come on. So this is the schematic representation of the bulb. So this is the switch arrangement. The switch is passing through the switch to power wings. So power source is given. So the main power source is given. When the power source is passing through one positive power and negative power, then this passing through the switch to power wings, the positive power is passing through attached by the switch. The switch is attached. The negative sign is go to the in passing through the a power source and switch to the light wing. So this is the indicator light. This is the socket. The socket will arrange the positive sign, negative sign. Then this is the switch. When the switch is on, so on means the inclined line will touches to the horizontal line. So this is the closed socket. So the current will be passing through the positive side to the negative side. So the light will be blow. So this is the indicator of the light. So this is process from the schematic representation for the electric supply. So the negative signs and positive signs, the current, the protons and the neutrons. So the neutrons will be passing through the protons, will passing through, but the switch is on. So the switch on means The inclined line will pass, the inclined line is touches to the horizontal line. So that's why the current will be passing through. So this is a open system. Once it touches to the horizontal line, so this is a closed system. When the closed system is coming, so the current will be passing through the positive side to negative side. When passing through the positive side and negative side, so the light will be blow. So this is the schematic representation for the bulb wiring system. So the first step to define the problem. So how to define the problem? So this is the first step. So the problem here is that the light bulb does not illuminate. So this becomes the top under designed event, the fault tree for the system failure, and the figure shows it is a commanded event. The rectangular symbol to undesigned event are always shown in commanded event symbol, as they will be commanded to occur by event in the tree below. So this is figure will show the figure. So the figure shows the indicator light fault tree analysis. So indicator light fault tree analysis. So the symbols fault tree develop potential causes for a indicator light system failure to illuminate. So we can see the figure. So this is the arrangement of the fault tree analysis. So this is the light bulb does not illuminate. So when the light bulb does not illuminate means the light bulb is not working. So what are the steps we can design in the fault tree analysis are? So first step, illuminate, failure open. So then contaminated socket terminate. No electrical energy in the socket. Next, light bulb not fully screwed in. So this is the first step to identify the problem. Why means the bulb is not blowing. So the light bulb is not blowing, does not work. So what is the problems are? The first we can check filament failure open. So we can see the bulb filament is opening or closed. So when the filament is opening, so the bulb is not blowing or not illuminate. When the filament is closed, the bulb is blowing. So we can check the filament. So opening or not opening. So first this check the bulb filament. So next we can check the contaminated socket terminate. So we can say next we can check the sockets. The sockets is not, we can attach it to properly or not. So this is the second step. We can check the socket. So bulb socket. So we can lose connection is appeared in the socket. So we can rectify the socket. So next, no electrical energy in the socket. So next step is, so there is no electrical supply in the socket. So this is the third step. So we can identify the problem. So the bulb is not blowing. Next, finally, last one we can check the, see the light bulb not fully screwed in. So the bulb is not properly inserted in the socket. So this is the steps involved in the problem identifying the light bulb is not blowing. So this is the first stage. So next second stage So next second problem. So this is the first step. So we can check the 4 stages. So the bulb is not working. Next, then go to the another step. So next another step. So what are the another stage? Wiring short circuit. So next we can check the wires. So the wires are short circuited. So the wires is cutting. So the wire is not joining. The wire is short circuit. So we can check the wires. This is the short circuit. Next we can check the wiring open circuit. So wires are opening. So opening means wires will be cut the wire. So open the gap circuit. So this is the next checking the wires in open circuit. So next step is no electrical energy on wiring to the socket. So next step is there is no electrical energy then passing through the wire to the socket. So this is the second step we can identify the problem. So next last step, socket disconnected from wiring. So we can check the socket. So the wire is disconnected or not. When the wire is disconnected, there is no supply to the current, so the bulb is not blowing. So this is the second step to identify the problem in the bulb is not blowing. Next, these 2 stages is completed, so the bulb is not working. So next, then go to the another step. So another step is, so what is another step is? Switch false open. So the switch false is open, so we can check the switches, this is opening or closed. So next, no electrical energy on. So this is the common to all. No electrical energy on wiring to the socket. So next step is the switch failure opening. So next step is operator does not accurate switches. So when operator it does not accurate the switches, so does not use the switches properly. So this is the another step. So next last final step. So we can check the bulb doesn't not glowing. So wiring short circuited. So wiring open circuit. So no power from the power source. So we already checked the wire short circuited or not. So next you can check the wiring open circuit or not. Next last this is the entire process completed. Next final checking the power source. So there is no power in the power source. So this will check. This is the problem identification for the bulb is not glowing. So this is the steps involved in the bulb is not glowing. So what are the steps involved in? So you can see the flowchart and schematic representation. So this is the schematic representation to identify the bulb is not glowing. So light bulb fault tree analysis. So this is the tree model from the fault tree analysis. So the next step is to look for immediately adjustment cause that can induce the top undesired event. This is a critically important concept. A common shortcoming is to jump around a system, start listening things like a power loss in the building, a failed switch, and perhaps other events, but the fault tree requires discipline. One has to look for the internal or immediately adjustment causes. An approach for doing this is to imagine yourself as a light bulb, switch it into a socket and ask what can happen in me or right next to me to prevent me from illuminating. If one considers only these conditions, the answers are, so you can use some conditions. What are the answers are? The open light bulb filament, an open light bulb filament, contaminated terminals in the socket, a bulb does not fully screwed into the socket, no electrical energy from the socket. So this is the answer from the some conditions used from the illuminating adjustment in the top and desired event. So next, the failure mode assessment and assignment matrix. So this is the short form FMA and A. So the failure mode assessment and assignment matrix. So after completing the fault tree, the next step to prepare the failure mode assessment and assignment matrix. So that FMA and A, this is the short form. So the figure shows the FMA and A is a 4-column matrix that identify the fault tree event number, the fault tree event description, and assessment of the likelihood of each event and what needed to be done to evaporate each event. So the figure shows the FMMA can be arrangement in 4-column matrix. So we can identify the fault tree event number, the first column. So next column is the fault tree event description. So next third column is the likelihood of each event, assessment of each event, and finally evolved each event. So what we need done in the evolved in the each event. The F, the fault tree assessment and assignment matrix. Sorry, the failure mode assessment and assignment matrix becomes a table based on the output of the fault tree that lists each potential failure mode. The figure shows the FMAF prepared for the indicator line. The fault tree analysis developed in the preceding pages. The failure mode assessment and assignment matrix shown figure shows the actions are required for evaluating each indicator light potential failure causes, and it provides a means of keeping track of the status of these actions. So let's you can see the figure. So this is the event description and assessment to assignment, assessment to assignment. So it has a 4 columns. This is a serial number. Next description, event number. This is the description. Next one is a assessment, and the final column is assignment. So in this show the figure, it has arrangement in the 4 columns. So the first is the event number, the second column is a description, and the third column is assessment, and finally fourth column is assignment. So we can discuss it one by one. The first event is event 1. So description is filament open. The first one is a filament open. So assessment is a unknown. Assignment, examine bulb for open filament So examine the bulb, this is open filament or not. So this is project due 16th March 1993. So next event 2, the description is contaminated socket terminals. Contaminated socket terminals is the second description. So assessment is unknown. Assignment is examine socket for contaminants, perform FTIR analysis. So FTIR analysis on any contaminants observed in this socket. So in this is 16th March 1993. So next event 3, description, light bulb not fully screwed in. So the light bulb not fully screwed in. So assessment is unknown. So assignment, insert bulb in the socket to determine if properly inserted. So this is a Smith, introduced in 14th March 1993. So developed by Smith. So next event and event 4 description is socket disconnected from wiring. So assessment is a unknown. So assignment is examine wiring and perform continuity test. So this is developed by Ashhoji in the year 16th March 1993. So next event 5, wiring short circuit. So this is the description, wiring short circuit is a description. So assessment is a unknown. So assignment, examining wiring and perform continuity test. So this is developed Ashhoji in the year 16th March 1993. So next event is 6. So the description is wiring open circuit. So the assessment is unknown. So assignment is examine wiring and perform continuity test. So Ashhoji, they developed in the Ashhoji in the year 16th March 1993. So next is the 7th event. The description is operator does not activate switch. So the operator does not activate switch. The assessment is unknown. So assignment is interview operator and check switch function. So this is developed by project use in the year 16th March 1993. So the next event is the 8. The description is switch fails open. Switch fails open. So the assessment is unknown. Assignment is check switch function. So is developed in Rodriguez in the year 16th March 1993. The next ninth event, the description is wiring short circuit. So assessment is unknown. So assignment is examine wiring and perform continuity test. Ashhoji, the year 16th March 1993. Next is 10th event. So description is wiring open circuit. So assessment is unknown. So assignment is examine wiring and perform continuity test Ashhoji in the year 16th March 1993. Next, the last event 11. The description is no power from the power source. So assessment is unknown. So assignment is check power supply with multimeter. So this is developed in the Ashhoji in the year 16th March 1993. So this is the figure shows the failure mode assessment and analysis, assessment and assignment matrix. So the figure shows the failure mode assessment assignment matrix of the indicator, the light failure analysis. The failure mode assessment and assignment matrix identify potential failure causes, likelihood assessment, and assigned investigatory action. So the third column is the FMAA, the likelihood assessment. List the failure analysis team's assessment of the each potential failure cause being the actual cause of the failure. So this is the third column. It looks like the assessment. So already you can see the figure also. The third column, this one, this is the assignment. So usually the failure analysis teams list each hypothesized failure causes as likely, unlikely, or unknown. When the FMA matrix is the first prepared, most of the entries in the column should be listed as unknown. Since at this point no work beyond the fault tree consideration and initiation of the FMA has been started. So the last FMA column, the assignment column. So the last column indicates the assignment column. List the assignment agreed to by the failure analysis team members to evaluate whether each hypothesized failure mode actually caused the observed failure. This tie back to our early discussion in which we advised against tearing in the system apart immediately after a failure without knowing what to look for. The fault tree and FMA provide this information. This analysis tools reveals to the analyst what to look when the disassembling the system as well as when conducting other activities to evaluate the likelihood to each potential failure causes. The assignment column for the FMA defines the action necessary to look for and determine if hypothesized failure causes did or did not contribute to the failure. We recommended that failure analysis team members also indicate in the fourth failure mode assessment and assignment column who has responsibility for each assignment and required completion date for this assignments. The assignment column is also used for general comment. The assessment column is also used for general comments describing process in evaluating each event, significant findings, and other information. A review of this column should provide a general indication of an ongoing failure analysis status. So most people find it effective to update the FMA during the failure analysis meeting instead of taking note, editing the FMA after the meeting, and distributing the FMA at some later date. Most oral processing package including the table features, and if possible a computer should be used during the meeting to update the failure analysis status in the real time. In this manner, an updated FMA can be printed immediately at the end of each failure analysis meeting. This helps to keep the failure analysis team members focused and sustain failure analysis momentum. So this is the failure mode assessment and assignment matrix. Thank you.